Yeah, I do. I was gonna actually ask you to turn it on, but
I wouldn't know how.
it's
Legit.
the big giant red button. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys are good to go.
We are live, Dave. Shoot.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Team Powerhouse Show, live with you every Tuesday night. Thank you so much for joining us. We are very excited to share with you a very exciting guest. He comes from so many places and so many towns. He's actually a local guy, believe it or not. I know him for many, many years. He's a native of Hamden, went to Hamden High School. So if you're watching, you probably recognize his face, Mr. Seth Brown. Seth Brown is with an amazing car dealership that he runs. He's the GM there. The company is called Town Hill Auto in New London. And we are very excited to have Seth to be a part of the show. And thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Oh, thank you guys.
Absolutely. And if you're out there, have any questions about cars, this is going to ask. If you're interested in buying a car, maybe even selling a car.
I do that once in a while, sure.
Once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the guy. He's very knowledgeable, very accessible, and he's going to help make your experience of buying a car unbelievable. So, Seth, thank you so much for being part of the show today.
Thank you.
Mr. Eric Vasquez on your right, far right.
Malo.
David Lamel here, and it's Tuesday night, and it's a place to be. As you know, we're on all over social media. Again, we love to be a part of your lives every Tuesday, and please let us know if you have any questions at any time. Seth Brown, how are you, buddy?
I'm excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's first talk about your wife and your kids.
Everyone's well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have a son that's junior in college.
Wow.
Yeah. He thinks he's 40, but that's like every other kid that's 20. And my daughter's 13 going on 25.
25.
Yeah. My wife, we won't mention her age, but she's right there. She's doing just fine.
And she's a wonderful woman, an amazing wife,
She is.
who I know takes good care of you.
She definitely does. Yeah. When I first met her, I was 95 pounds wet, and then good Italian, so yeah, she definitely took care of me.
I love it. So we have these beautiful mugs.
Yeah, it's a departure from what we normally have.
Yeah, seriously. We usually the Team Powerhouse ones. And today we have the Town Hill Auto. Refer a friend and get a $100 gift card. $100 gift.
Yeah, $100.
That's
I wonder where they got that idea from.
I know, that's... Well,
I don't know. We've been in business 32 years, so I think you got it from us.
You got it first.
Yeah.
We have a phone number to make sure you can reach out to Seth. Is that your cell number? Or is it the business
That's
number?
the business number. We can give my cell too, sure.
So we'll start with the business number. I'm not sure if Dane has it on the screen yet. It is 860-444-1973. They are located on 857 Bank Street in New London, Connecticut. And you go to townhillauto.com is the website to find them. Seth, do you want to give it your cell number? Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Sure.
All right, Seth, what is your cell phone number?
203-376-8053.
Okay, that is 203-376-8053. And this is not a dating service. He's not looking to find a nice girlfriend over here. He is married with kids, and we don't want Lisa to get like a little bit...
All business.
All business.
2 o'clock in the morning, you're buying a car.
No, this is actually a very interesting story. We talk about this. You're on the website, you're looking for a car, you click on something, Seth is going to be in touch with you pretty quickly.
Yeah, within minutes. It doesn't matter if it's 5 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to get a response from a live person.
So let's talk about the cars for a moment. So
Sure.
you have any kind of cars that you sell or don't sell, or is it a variety of different kind of options?
They're all used cars, so it's a variety. A lot of the customers do enjoy the BMWs, the Audi, the Mercedes. But you know what? We have anything from Toyota, cars, trucks, Honda, Hyundais, a lot of Jeeps. So we get various. I don't buy them just because. I actually buy them because I like them.
Yes.
But we want to make sure it's obviously safe for the family who's buying them as well.
So do you get orders as well? Like, will somebody come in and say, hey, listen, I know you're going to the auctions. Next time there's an auction coming up or whatever. If you come across, a particular year, particular Lincoln Continental, whatever. You're like, I can do that.
It happens all the time. A gentleman came in today. He's looking for a specific car. He wants a 2016 Mercedes. He doesn't want to go above that because they changed the motor to a 4-cylinder turbo, and he wants the 6-cylinder. So, we have access to auctions from here to California.
Wow.
So we can purchase them anytime, and they just come flatbedded right into us as soon as they're bought. So
That's pretty
yeah, it's
amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
I've got a bunch of questions here. They may not be in a great order, so please forgive me in advance. How do you notify customers when there is a sale or promotion happening?
Great question. So we have a huge. I won't. As soon as I talk to a customer, the first thing I get is their phone number and email.
Yes.
Because we all want to be done through
Connected.
email now, right? Or text. You know, it used to be where you can call everybody. No one wants to answer their phone anymore, right? But if you're at work, they'll text you back 100 times. If
Right.
you call them after work, they still won't answer your phone call.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
all text. So we do email blasts all the time. You can do text blasts. There's 3 ways. I always, if I get a brand new lead, I always send them an email first, then a text, then I'll do the phone call last. Leave a message just so it's there. But mostly it's all promotion-wise is all done through email and text.
Cool.
We've also been there 33 years this year, so a lot of people know who we are.
Well, my next question was going to say, how long have you been in the automotive field? Because I know it's been some time for you.
So yeah, I'm on year 27.
27.
So I started when I was 3. Yeah, yeah. But this is honestly, it's a great spot. I've been doing it a long time. It's family owned and ran. We have a full service department, 3 ASC certified mechanics. We
Oh, wow.
do Connecticut state emissions testing there as well.
Oh, wow.
So we're a small guy, but we do a lot of work in this small little spot that we have.
People probably wouldn't realize how much you have behind the scenes going on. You just mentioned 3 things about getting the car, what was it, using
Service,
service, not service, but
emissions.
emissions, exactly. That's something that's, not a lot of places do that.
No, there's only
So-
a handful in the state.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's pretty, so you're looking at your car certified, keep saying certified.
Okay.
Emissions on, what do they call it? It's emissions.
Emissions, yeah.
Emissions on. You guys do that.
We do.
You guys have a service department where you
Full
guys
service department.
take care of.
From oil change to changing a motor.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's not just, we have two of our guys are top notch,
And with the wide variety of cars you actually sell, they've got to be pretty knowledgeable in what they're doing and how to take care of them.
100%. There's so many different computers and stuff they use now that will, help them guide them along the way. But they've been doing this so long that they're pretty much on their own. There's nothing that they can't touch.
When someone wants to buy a car, right? You want to buy a car, you always want to know how much money do I need to put down? So how does that work? I mean, we all go through this process and question. A person wants to buy a car, they're like not even sure what questions to ask you, right?
It's true.
So
So it's really based on the customer, right? So you have an idea when you're driving to the dealership how much you want to try to pay per month, right? What your credit is. It's all based on you. So obviously if your credit is better, you're going to have a much lower rate, right? And you can probably sometimes put 0 money out of pocket and just finance the whole thing if you want. Every 1,000 you put down is roughly $22 per 1,000. So if you want to, and they say a $250 car payment is roughly financing about $10,000. So if you're looking at $20,000 car, you have to know you're going to be around $500. You put $2,000 down, you're going to be in that $450, $460 range. But I leave it right up to the customer. You never want to finance your tax and registration and stuff, so you at least
Right.
want to put that money down.
right.
So I'd say the minimum to get yourself into a vehicle, you'd like to put down at least $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah.
But
That's-
it's
seems fair and reasonable. Now, when someone goes to buy a car with you, right? They come to you for the first time. They didn't plan to be there that day. They're driving by. They stop in. They're walking on the car lot. They're kind of poking around the cars. You see them. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And they see a car. They're like, what is the process? Let's say for that person, is it more like, let's get your credit check done first? Typically, would you say is that the normal thing to do first, or more about the payment per month, or?
so you don't want to introduce yourself and ask for the social security number.
Right. Exactly
You know,
my point.
Yes,
Good.
and a lot of people do that, and that's not what you want to do.
Right.
So the first thing I do is, of course, you roll the red carpet out, make sure they
Good
come in,
relationship.
right? You have to. The biggest thing is you're not selling a car, you're making a friend,
Ah,
right? So once you make a friend or your family, they're going to purchase from you, right? You have to take care of them.
Gotta build a relationship.
So once I know about them, yeah, then of course within 25 seconds, then I'm asking for their social. I'm kidding. So within 10 minutes, once you get all the your fact finding, right, what they're
Right.
looking for, how much they want to pay, because a lot of customers don't realize they're looking at a car that's 25, 30,000, but they only want to pay 150 a month.
Right.
It's virtually impossible unless you're going to put down 20,000.
Right.
Right, and we're not doing that. So
Right.
I try to guide them. I'm not a salesman. I'm more of a guide.
Yeah.
So I try to guide them in the direction. Well, if you want this payment, you want to put this money down. I have these 5 or 6 cars that will work for you.
Not to mention, like you just said, you're building a relationship with somebody, so you get to know who they are, what their needs and wants are. Maybe they're looking at a car that is outside their box comfort-wise, and then you look at a family, kids, maybe individual person, kind of like the buying the house process. You get to know them a little bit about them,
100%.
and then you kind of get a little better idea, and then where they want their payment to be, you already know what kind of cars they should be looking at. And that helps them kind of figure out what is best for them. Is that fair?
100%. So listen, years ago when we did this, there wasn't a lot of internet, and there wasn't a lot of car dealers, so there wasn't like a lot of shopping. Now they read these books and go online, Google. They're coming and they have no idea what they're doing, but they're just listening to Google. Make sure you ask this question, right?
Right.
Hold your trade till the end because
Right.
you're going to get more money for it, right? It's not really the case, right?
Right.
If they put all their cards on the table, I can help you the best I can from the beginning. You know.
100, and that's the same that goes in the real estate business. You know, it's funny. People want to be like, keep things tight. Well, we don't know what we can't help you to do unless you tell us all the information. It's a very interesting point you make that because we need to know what is your position in order for us to find what you want,
Correct.
right? So in order to buy a car, you need to know what do you have to work with in order to get them, because you want to help them out. At the end of the day, you want to help them get from here to there. And if you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, there's no way to make it happen.
I tell them all the time, I say, listen, both parties have to be happy, right? So I wouldn't want you to drive home with this car if you're not going to like it, right?
Right.
I'll buy you something else. Or I even tell them, if you're not going to purchase from me and go somewhere else, at least give me a call. I'll help you. I'll run a Carfax for you. I'll check something for you. I just don't want them to get stuck. It's different than it was. There's a lot of cutthroat out there. And really, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that on the road, they don't have issues, moving forward.
All right, I'm going to jump into some questions over here. What made you choose the automotive industry?
So good question. So I come from a hotel background. I worked for Marriott for a few years, and an old friend of mine, his dad owned a Toyota dealership, and I went in one day and I just saw a bunch of guys sitting on these chairs outside laughing, and I said, "This is what you guys do all day?" Yeah, that's it. So one guy pulled out. This is 1999. 98. He pulled out his W-2. It was October of 98, and I looked at it, and I said, "I'll be right back." And I went back to the Marriott, and I gave my 2 weeks notice, and they said, "You can leave now." And I called my parents. They were still upset because they were still paying for college while I was, "You're going to be a car salesman?" And 27 years later, it's I wouldn't do anything else. I don't know anything else. It's
But not everybody can do it though, right?
not everyone can
That's
do
for
it.
sure.
No, you have to know. Same thing with houses, right? You have to know how to put the charm on, and you don't want to fake it. You really do want to help the client and the
100%.
customer, right?
Yes.
So when they come in, I feel bad. Some people I cannot help,
Right.
And I feel bad when they leave, especially if they have a couple little kids. Or you want to try to help everybody, and not just for our sake of selling a car, just because, especially now it's freezing, it's winter, and they're walking up and down the street. It's just not. It's not what you want.
So let's go into that. So when it comes to, I'm not even sure if I remember, this is one of the questions, but the credit, like you guys work with everybody. And that's pretty impressive as far as dealerships go, because not a lot of people can work with maybe middle of the road credit, if you will, right? And that's very helpful. You're able to help them get a car.
So I have people that are amazing credit. I have middle of the road, and then some people don't even have a road. You know what I mean? Their credits, it needs help, right? So, but a few banks that we use, as long as you have a job, a checking or a savings account, and some money down, you're going home in a vehicle.
That's one great thing about your ability to do that, because in our business, it's not that easy.
Right.
You really have to have like more than that in order to be able to buy a house today. It's got to have excellent credit or really good credit and to buy a house. And now they've come down a little bit on the credit situation, but then it's much more challenging to buy a house obviously than buy a car.
Sure.
But the fact that you can help people, like you just said, because you need a chance. You need a chance in life to go. Is anybody out there with a question? Okay. You need a chance in life, as you know, to get a chance to build that credit. And by them getting a car for the first time, and they're making those payments, their credit score is going to completely change.
I say it all the time, and I even call banks on behalf of customers that have no credit, and they're like, "Well, they're not established. They don't have any established credit." They're going to hear that for the next 20 years if you don't give them a shot.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll either get a co-signer or more money out of pocket, and then when it becomes an equity situation for the bank, that's when they'll hit the button and say, "Okay, we'll give this one a shot."
Now, not a lot of car dealerships can take care of clients like that and do the kind of things that they can do over here at Town Hill Auto in New London. Now, you might say to yourself, well, that might be too far for me. it's worth the ride and check it out. Because when you have a chance to meet a great guy like this and have a chance to see the amount of the amount of cars in the lot, right? And not to mention, when it comes to cars in the lot, like Eric asked you, if someone's looking for maybe a certain kind of vehicle for their family or for themselves, you can help make that happen by doing a little search for them and pull cars from many different places. It's not very common that you go to a car dealership and you say, well, I want a certain kind of car, and they say, let me look for you, I'll find it for you. That's not normal. That's a very...
You're right, and I'll go one step further. So we sell cars out of state all the time. A gentleman called me last month. We had a Jaguar. He wanted it for his grandson. Never even looked at it. Asked me to take a few extra pictures for him, and he sent us a bank check for the whole amount. We set him up with a shipping company, and it left right to... But even anywhere in state, I have no problem taking a car. I did it last week. Bring a car to someone's home, let them test drive it. You know, New London, I'm in the east corner there, you know. So you have to come into the dealership to sign paperwork. That's
right.
Contracts have to be done in the dealership.
That's very reasonable.
I have no problem driving to someone's house. You know, if you cross the border, I just ask, I need a Yankee ticket if you're in New York. You know, other than that, we have no problem doing that.
That's pretty awesome. So you do sell to people in New York as well, obviously.
New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I have a company that will do registrations throughout the whole United States. So
wow.
We'll give them a 30-day template from the state of Connecticut, and that gives us 30 days to have this company do all the titling work, send us the out-of-state plates, and then we FedEx them right to the customer.
That's pretty amazing. If you don't mind me asking, what is the most expensive car you've sold?
I have to say it was years ago. It was a Bentley.
Wow.
And the customer did not want it flatbedded, which I didn't understand. So a friend of mine, we flew to Florida, and we drove the Bentley back.
Not a bad little ride.
No, it was nice. It was a Corolla. I'd say no,
But doesn't it defeat the purpose of putting all those miles on it?
I thought the same thing. He didn't care. It was a used one, and to put 1,600 miles on it, he really didn't care. So we took the trip. Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah, that's right. Road trip is good. Yeah.
Not so bad at all. A Bentley, wow. That's
nice.
pretty cool.
It was nice.
Let's see. If a customer comes in wondering if they are better getting a lease or to finance a vehicle, how do you help them?
Sure. So in our dealership, we don't lease because leasing is just new cars. And I tell people all the time, you and I spoke about it. Leasing is not for everyone. If you're driving 40, 50,000 miles a year,
Yes.
it's definitely not the way to go.
Correct.
If you have a business, it's great because you can write it off. You are always under your warranty period the whole time you're in your lease. So you're not really putting money out of pocket. New car dealers now give oil changes and car wash. So you're really paying for it. I call it the gas and go, right? You're just gassing the car, go, and that's pretty much it. The only downside to leasing is if you want to stop with the payments after a while, every 3 or 4 years in your lease, you're just going to release. And where you're in the retail end, after a 5 or 4 or 6 year loan, you have the title and the car is yours. But the problem with that is if you're looking at an $80,000 or $90,000 car, your payment's going to be $1,400 a month if you're going to finance it.
Right.
Where you can lease that same car and be $650, $700 and save yourself $500 a month.
You also offer warranties to people with cars to buy a car.
100%. And warranties.
Aftermarket warranties?
So it's a third party, yep. There's a few different companies we use, and they go from anywhere from 12 months to a 5-year. We also have one that's unlimited miles. So you could do a 5-year unlimited miles. And the warranty is just like a new car warranty. You know, people still use that word bumper to bumper. We don't use that anymore in this business. It's called comprehensive. So because not everything is covered, right? If your wear and tear, your tires, your brakes, that stuff. But I will tell you the warranties that we have do cover calipers, rotors. This one company will give you 3 oil changes per year, pay for your wiper blades, and it's a national warranty, so you don't have to drive all the way to New London, Connecticut to use it.
Right.
You can bring it to any dealership. Yeah, it's great. And the nice thing is with the companies we use, is if our service department has to call in a claim, once it's approved, they send the credit card right over the fax and it's paid for. So the customer's not waiting for their car; they just pick it up, we get paid, and we move on. It's seamless. It's great.
Easy,
Yeah, it's
squeezy.
great.
So there's a lot of other used car dealerships out there. How do you differentiate yourself from them?
Sure. The biggest thing is the years in business, right? So there's not a lot of dealerships, even new car stores that have been around for 32, 33 years. The owner has owned the dealership the whole entire time, so it's not like he's sold it off to 3 different people. So you're always seeing the same faces all the time.
It makes a difference for sure.
It's huge, and he's local, right? He's been in the New London area his whole entire life, so everybody knows him. And it's reviews are huge. Same in your business, right?
Absolutely.
We like to ask for them, but if they just do it on their own, it's even nicer, right? And
Absolutely.
it's tough. Customer service is a tough business. You're not going to get everyone to love you, no matter what the case may be. But where you have to go above and beyond is if there is an issue, you try to help them the best way you can without, breaking the bank. Like I said earlier, both parties have to be happy. So if we give a little and the customer gives a little, I have to say in all the years we really have, like we said earlier, they're family. They're not a customer, right? So I tell them I would take care of you just like I would take care of my son or daughter or wife.
Because you go back to work every day, and you've got to see the same people.
100%.
And they come in.
And they have my cell phone number.
Right.
So the last thing I was 3:00 in the morning. What's this light on my dash? And it happens, right?
Right.
And it's not even a check engine. It's like, I don't know what this is. Oh, you have to put gas in your car, right? And that's your gas light, right? And of course, my wife, who was that?
Yeah.
Jake from
Stay far. That's right. That's right.
Oh my
But
God.
that's the main thing is, we say it with cars too, reliability, dependability, right, with a car. Well, it's the same thing with the dealership, right? So once you buy one, we've had so many referrals. I've been there almost 2 years now. The referral business that we have is incredible, like to the point of someone will buy a car on Monday and send 3 people by that following weekend, and that's huge.
Again, I'm going to say this. You're a local celeb to me, okay?
Appreciate it.
A local celeb. You are widely known for so many different elements in life. You're such a good person. I'm going to go back to Hamden High School, right there. Like, if anybody's from Hamden High School, you would know who Seth Brown was. And if you were in BBYO, if you know what BBYO was, you would also know this guy has one hell of a voice. This was I'm sorry.
You have to bring me up to speed because I have no idea what you're talking
Okay,
about.
so we were in this Jewish youth group, and is that fair to call it?
Yeah.
Like a fraternity type thing.
That's what I call it. I was
Right?
like fraternity.
I call it fraternity. Right? And he's got a voice that could make you cry. Like, he's one of
I make some people cry.
Singing voice?
Yeah, singing,
Okay.
but he's like one of the tenors. Like, the tenors that they do the opera. Like, his voice is bananas. So if you know him as a young person, you know him for his voice, you know him for his personality, you know him for his joyfulness. He always had a smile on his face forever and still does today.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Life's too short.
Life's too short. And if you're out there and you remember Seth and you see this podcast and you're watching it, you have to give him a shout out. You got to get his number. Again, Thane.
Is there a video on YouTube anywhere of you?
There's actually there's one of me doing God Bless America at a hockey game. This is
wow.
Oh,
14 years ago.
No kidding.
My daughter was little. It's probably 10 years ago.
And you most recently did
I think Thane's trying to find it right now. No, I'm just kidding.
I did I did national anthem for my daughter's final volleyball game.
right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. He's got one heck of a voice. Seth Brown, Town Hill Auto, New London. If you're looking to buy a car, if you're looking for yourself, for your kids, cousins, somebody you know who's looking to get a car, someone who may not have a large budget,
Sure.
somebody who maybe has the best credit, this is somebody you want to put yourself in touch with. He's a great guy. I mean, he's generally a good person. And he's always looking to take care of his people and his clients and his family. His clients become part of his family.
100%. Yeah, you guys see Thanksgiving, there was 300 people sitting waiting at the door.
All with the chicken.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I haven't brought cranberry sauce.
Oh my gosh. Eric, did you have a question you were going to say something?
No.
Sorry.
no.
I have a question for you. If I had a bankruptcy and a car was repossessed, can I still buy a car?
Within an hour.
Wow.
So
'Cause
bankruptcy.
you can't buy a house that.
No, you can't. No, bankruptcy, repossession, 2 repossessions. Let's not go crazy with the bankruptcies, but
Right.
yeah, again, as long as you have a job and some money down, it can't be a bankruptcy from the bank that we're using.
Right.
That's a no-no. But as long as it was a different bank,
Right.
you're approved. Yeah.
So you can make mistakes in life. You could have had problems in the past. And you probably say to yourself, is that even possible? The answer is yes. You got to call Seth Brown. And his cell phone number at 203-376-8053 is the way to find out how.
That's right.
So do you ever come across a situation where you have competing clients for the same car?
All the
Almost like
time.
the same day?
So it's funny you asked. So I had someone that came to look at we were just talking about a Jeep Cherokee on Friday. Right after Thanksgiving at 11. as they're on the test drive, a girl comes in and says, I want to see the black Cherokee, but I don't see it outside. It says it's on a test drive. Okay. I said, if you want to wait, let's just see. So he sat at my desk, and the customer walked in with the keys and said, all right, we're going to think about it. We'll let you know. So I said, it's available. She goes for a ride, and yeah, she was registered and driving within 45 minutes in that black Cherokee.
Wow.
Happens all the time. It's amazing. Like, you can have some cars in your lot for 30, 40 days, which we love to turn inventory every 30 days, and no one will look at it. And the second you sell it, I'll have 10 leads on the same car.
We have the same thing in real estate. Client wants to look at a house, right?
Yeah, there's a house sitting on the market for 45 days.
Right.
Nobody's done anything with it. Day 46, I go to show it, and that's where the agent calls me and says, hey, I just got an offer today.
It's wild.
Right.
Yeah.
It is never go and say to yourself, I'll wait till tomorrow, because tomorrow it can be gone. Today is here.
And the customer says to me all the time, like, this will be here tomorrow, right? And I hate to use it because it's like the sales pitch, right?
Totally.
Yeah. No, if you want the car, I would tell, kind of
Put
deposit on it.
Exactly.
But then again, I don't need practice, right? So
Right.
I don't want to take a deposit where tomorrow you're going to tell me no and actually have to refund your deposit.
And
So if you're 90% sure, because then I take it off the market for that person, right? So
Right.
no one else can see it. So if you're 90% sure you want the car, and I'm a pretty good judgment of character, then I'm going to hold it for you till tomorrow.
Right.
But if you're like, I still want to go to the other two places, see how you're going to be treated,
Right.
and I promise you'll be back.
Right.
Not every time, but most of the time they're going to come back.
It's funny you mentioned, we talked about this before the show a little bit, like you go to a car dealership and you can spend, it's one of the most exhausting things to do is to go to a car dealership to buy a car. Because you might see something you like, you go for the test drive, you're in now 2 hours, okay? And you're now beginning to talk maybe numbers or other things involved in the process.
Sure.
You haven't even done paperwork, you're there 4 or 5 hours. It's a whole day, and you may not even bought a car yet. Your process is so much more streamlined. You literally come in, you like a car, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, so while they're giving me their information, I'm already have them approved. I grab their license, just make sure there's nothing outstanding, not warrants, just outstanding, like taxes. It's fine. Taxes, make sure I can register them.
Right.
And honestly, within a couple hours at best. Especially if I have little kids, they're throwing little toys around the showroom. I'm really like, I need everything nice and neat.
Right.
Also, I see cars flying over the showroom. It gets me a little crazy, start to twitch a little bit. So yeah, we try to get them in and out. But for all parties, right? Like
Right.
They don't want to be there all day. And I joke with them, like, any longer, I have to give you a paycheck Friday.
Right.
I want you in and out of here.
Right.
You have to pick up your kids, make dinner, whatever. I have to be here all day. You don't have to be here all day.
Right.
So we try to do, a lot of people are in shock that within an hour and a half. And honestly, most of the time it's the insurance. It takes forever to, you're on hold with, Geico for 45 minutes. I'm done.
Are you also having a list of people for them for insurance?
So I have a couple local agents that they can call, but I would say like 80% of people have
somebody they work with.
Who they're going to either trade the car or sell the car to, family. So they already have an insurance company. But if not, we do.
And the insurance people, one of the things that I would say is that the insurance people you're working with, if they're not quick with getting you what they need, because you do need to have the insurance documents so to walk out the car.
Sure,
right?
yeah, I need to register it.
Yeah.
So if sometimes they'll say we're gonna, give us like an hour and a half. That's not gonna work. So we just go to the next one. And I'll even these customers can't believe it. Give me your license, and I'll just start typing in like Geico quote, and I'll do 2 or 3 different quotes. So yeah, let's go with that one. It's really different. When you go to a car dealership to buy a car, you're gonna see the salesman, then you're going to sit with the finance guy, then you're going to have to see the manager, then you're going to have to see this guy. The nice thing here at Town Hill is you're seeing one person through the whole process. So it's not like, all right, we're going to meet Seth to sell the car, then, oh no, I have to go to that finance office. They're going to sell me everything from here to, California. No, it's me the whole time. So I register the car, I help you with your insurance, I put the plates on, I don't wash the car, we have someone do that. Other than that, it's clean and vacuum. Plates are on, and it's just one person the whole time. It's just easier. So if they have to get a hold of somebody, they just know it's one guy. Just text or call me, no matter what.
It makes it very convenient for the process. I'll tell you that for sure. What aspect of car sales do you enjoy the most?
People, right? Every day is different, right? There's never ever a day. Some occupations, it's the same thing over and over, right? To the point of even an auction dropping off a car. We have parking spots that go like this, and these guys drop the cars and just park them across the whole entire. You just never know what you pull up to when you get to the dealership, right? But just every day, every customer is different. There's never, just like you see it, there's never a client that's the same, ever. So it's more of, that's my drug, right? How fast or how can I help them get into something that they need and want, right? It's more of a need. These customers need it, right? If you have a newer car, they might want it, but these customers that I help, they need a car. They have no transportation, so.
That's pretty amazing. So going above and beyond for those who are in need and who also want,
Absolutely.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
you have multiple types of clientele, right? And like again, one of the things that is different about what you do is if someone's looking for a certain kind of car, you can look for it for them. You have a lot.
I love that.
How many cars you carry in your lot on average? Would you say?
So we try to keep if you come up to the lot, you'll know it's really small, and we have emissions and stuff. But we try to keep 40 cars in stock. We own property across the street that we're going to clear out and put another 40, which is a lot for us. But we're going to get there. And to have one guy with 80 cars on his lot, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
You'll be running.
Yeah.
But that's what we want. We think we're the only game in town, right? There's a lot of new car dealers in town.
Yeah.
There's one other used car dealer in London, but doesn't do the service. Doesn't. I really feel that if once you sell the car, that's how you keep your customers. Have them come back, right? So we like to have them come back, and it's not always because it's a problem. It's they just want to sometimes just say hello.
Right.
Oil change.
Yeah.
They'll stop in over to see me. They're over in service. Come over. Hey, how you doing? Like we said earlier, it's nice to see the same faces. You hate to go to a dealership where every year there's a different person there, right? Because they feel they cannot. They want to talk to the same person, right? That makes them feel good. I think.
I was just going to ask because the place that we were talking about before, the Waterbury, I was in there about a month and a half ago to stop in and look at a vehicle. And a client, a person walked in off the street. Obviously, I didn't know who they were. And they walked in the door and they made an insulting remark to the owner. And I was just like, okay. This seventh car. They were buying their seventh car from that dealer.
Wow.
I was going to ask you, I'm sure you've had people come back that have probably been there 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Numerous. So even a few months ago, I sold the son a car, a Honda Civic on Tuesday, and mom bought a Q5 on Wednesday. And then they came in a year later, which was just last month. She didn't want the Q5 anymore. Put her in a Cherokee. It happens all the time. No matter what business you're in, especially customers, if you take care of them, there's no reason why they don't want to come back.
Absolutely.
Even if they had a few problems with the vehicle,
Right.
And you took care of it, there's no reason why they're not going to come back, and you have them in your palm.
There's a trust factor.
100%.
And like in the palm of your hands is where you want them to feel comfortable too,
That's right.
because that means that they know they're being well taken care of.
100%.
That's a relationship right there. That's the hug, that's the smile, that's the comfort in knowing that those people know when they talk to you, work with you, that you're going to be there for them long term, and that's a great feeling.
And I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. That's why we treat everybody like family, right? Because you wouldn't treat your family any other way than the best. So we try to give that to all of our customers.
What is my best rate? Is that a question I should ask you?
So yeah,
It depends.
So rates. Again,
Rates are stupid right now.
They are,
They're-
but I'll put it all back on the customer, right?
Right.
Sometimes they get upset at the dealer, but we know rates have climbed a lot. Like 3 years ago, if you had excellent credit, I can get you to 3.99.
Yeah,
That's double now,
yeah.
right? So it's 6.979. But if you've had some issues with your credit, right, you're gonna be 18.99.
Never shop the rate. Always shop the car. The rates will come down, and then they can refinance.
100%. Yeah, and I tell people that all the time. As long as you don't miss a beat and keep on your path, we'll refinance you. But if you made hiccups in the past and you're gonna make hiccups again, there's no reason arguing over 18.99.
Right.
Just.
You're going to be in that place because you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
But you'll be driving.
Right. Let's see. Do you need a job to buy a car? We talked about this a little bit.
So some banks, yes. Some banks will take unemployment.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the bank that I do use for even if you have a job letter, you want to start for 3 weeks, they'll take a job letter as your income. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, and I'm going to end with this part too. Down by where you work, electric boat.
Customers every day. That in the Navy base.
We've got a lot of clients that were in that area for work, and that's a great place for them to come check you out.
They do.
And they have that promissory note to work, like you just said, and they might be even on a temporary basis. What's it called? Like your when you go to get a job and they give you the first month or two. That's kind of like your
Probation.
probational period. You can still get a car.
100%.
That's fantastic. Seth Brown, Town Hill Auto, New London, cell phone number 203-376-8053. Seth Brown, awesome stuff. All right, Seth Brown. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give out a free tumbler.
Okay.
What does it look like, Dave?
It's not going to be a Town Hill Auto tumbler. It's going to be a team. Oh, we got a question out there.
William
Treelor. Billy. Yes.
Treelor said buddies with a wave.
Oh, one of our friends from the beach
Oh,
club.
I just saw him.
Yeah, Billy
The other
Treelor.
day. Yeah. Hey,
Billy
Billy.
Trees. Yes, very cool. Great stuff. Him and his family are one amazing people.
They are.
This is the old ones, right?
That is the old tumbler. So we're gonna give out a free tumbler to a lucky client.
Oh, nice.
Anybody who's on our podcast or watching the show, they have to sign up, put their name on the spinning wheel. And if you're out there and you're watching for the first time, and you're a family friend or a client of Mr. Seth Brown's from the Town Hill Auto in New London, please go on our Team Powerhouse Facebook pages if you're watching, YouTube, Instagram. Let us know you want a free tumbler, and we'll get one for you. We won't give you a free tumbler right away. You got to get your information, and then we get to put you on a spinning wheel, which you're going to see right now, and then we can call a lucky winner.
I like that.
Yeah, every show, new lucky
That's
winner.
pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, and maybe we'll give them a free.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe we'll give them
Yeah, sure.
I have one. Maybe I could give out to somebody.
There's only one left.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm not going to give it out.
All right,
No, we're not giving out
Nope.
the Town Hill Auto.
Sorry. Not happening.
You have to go see Seth Brown to get a free Town
That's
Hill
right.
Auto.
That's right.
All right, spinning wheel. We got going on there, buddy.
That's a really spinning wheel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Colleen Lawless on.
Doesn't say.
You could be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Congratulations. Please get in touch with us. What's that?
Could be TikTok.
Could be TikTok also. 50,000 people on TikTok.
That's
watching.
crazy, right?
50,000
Wow.
people on TikTok. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I love it.
So everybody on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, we want to thank you so much for being part of our show. Get to know Seth Brown. He's an amazing guy. He's going to take excellent care of you.
No, I was just gonna say we didn't start the podcast with the national anthem, so we should probably.
No. Take a watch the video.
That would be awesome, actually.
That's funny.
Next time Matt Seth's on the show, he's going to start with us.
Why not? Why not?
Singing the national anthem.
Next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you being part of our show. Thank you, Seth.
Thank you.
Great
Appreciate
job,
it.
buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome.